But seriously, why didn't they just call this movie Nature?
Reptile? They could have called it Reptile. They
Insects, arachnids, fucking birds, everything. Well, I can't call it birds, but I feel misled. You said this is false advertising.
Holy shit. I don't think we saw a frog kill anyone in this entire fucking film.
I was actually curious. Part of the reason I wanted to watch it was, how can a frog kill someone?
They couldn't figure it out, and so they didn't bother trying.
That's it. Yeah. Now, when we watched Willy's Wonderland for our season finale like a month ago, I thought that thing was a frog that kills the guy with his tongue, but then you pointed out that it was a chameleon.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, the long tongue, maybe.
The tongue could work for the frog too, though. I think you're on the right track. That is how they hunt their insect prey.
Yeah.
You're on the horror train that I was going to buy here. I also just pictured a ginormous frog that could consume you.
Yeah. Its tongue would like wrap around your body and pull you in. And you just
get eaten by it. But
none of that shit happened.
We didn't see a frog larger than like a giant bullfrog. There was nothing out of the ordinary in this.
I thought you were going to use a non-frog comparison for the size to help anybody who...
The size of a dinner plate. There was no frog bigger than a dinner plate.
Yeah. Like a medium-sized hoagie. Was about what we got. Yeah.
Not at all the giant scary frog monster that I thought was going to happen.
Same.
Especially after we were getting so many pollutants and garbage in those rivers. I thought for sure we were getting mutant fucking frogs, and that's what I was hoping for.
Well, that's, someone took that idea and ran with it years later, and that's how we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they fought crime.
That's true.
And worked for a rat.
But eventually, when they enter the public domain, someone will make a horror movie like the Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey thing. That's what we'll get eventually.
Come again,
yeah. Teenage Murder Ninja Turtles. There'll be someone will do something with
Teenage Mutant Murder Turtles. Yeah.
Someone smarter than me will do something with that. Welcome to Bad Movies and Beer. I'm Cooper,
and I'm Nolan.
Yeah, did you forget for a second?
I did, yeah.
And for this very special bonus episode, we are going to be discussing frogs.
Yes,
allegedly. Yeah, 1972. Sci-fi horror. Nature Strikes Back is the premise.
They're tired of rich southern families living on their islands, enjoying their birthday traditions.
Yeah, tossing their garbage in the lake.
Polluting from their lumber mills.
Is that what the runoff was from? What was the runoff from?
Well, we did hear that they were being forced to put on things to prevent that runoff, and they weren't happy.
They were not happy.
No, that rich old bag who liked to collect butterflies was not happy about paying her dues.
That's how they got the wealth.
Yeah.
Was their whatever that mill or
yeah, exactly.
This is a very relatable premise to no, I think on some level,
yes,
on some level, this is what the world's dealing with a lot right now. We've got environmental pollution, we've got like nature being affected, we've got class warfare.
Yeah, we're destroying the planet, and nature comes to try to fight back. And that is sort of the message of this movie, but we did not get, and we'll get into it more, I guess, as we go through, the cool giant frog. The cover of this goddamn Blu-ray is a frog with an arm in his
Yeah, and how big does a frog need to be to have a human arm? Big, I thought.
Yeah, well, proportionally, that looked like that's what we were going to see. And we did not see any giant frogs. So that's going to be the start of this.
Yeah, once we get into it. But before then...
So are we going to get over that disappointment with something delicious?
Well, the only way we're going to do it is by drinking it. We should mention at this point, if you didn't hear our Willy's Wonderland season finale, that our podcast is now officially sponsored by Aquanova Brewing.
Yeah.
Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. If you're in the area, check them out. Tell them Bad Movies and Beer sent you. We'll be getting some beers from them in our upcoming 7th season. Not an Aquanova beer today, though.
No, we are going to work them in as we move through next season, and we are sampling lots of their beers and sharing them with our friends and family too, and hopefully we can share them with you. Please check them out. They do ship if you want to go on there, if you can visit the brewery.
And I'll just say, if you like fruited sours, they have a sour out right now. It's a collab between them and a donut place in Hamilton. It's called Holy Peach, the beer, not the donuts.
Yeah.
Donut Monsters, the donut place.
Yeah.
And it is fucking delicious. And I'm a fruited sour man, so trust me when I say this. If you like fruited sours and you like peach and you like donuts, get down there and grab a can before it's all gone. Hopefully it's not all gone already, but it's fucking delicious.
Yeah, that one is really good. They do a ton of different styles of beer. You can get everything from traditional lagers through high like test IPAs.
Yeah, your juicier IPAs.
Yeah. They also do some great seltzers as well. So lots of stuff there. So.
All right, well, let's stop fucking slurping our sponsor and instead talk about the beer we're having today.
Yeah,
what are we drinking today?
We're going to be drinking the Leopard Frog Cold IPA. So our movie is called Frog. We're drinking the Leopard Frog. The picture is the same as all the scary monsters we had in the
Just a frog
movie.
sitting there, just staring blankly ahead.
I can hear the goddamn ribbits because that was played a million times in this movie. This is from the 100 Acre Brewing Company. I visited this place not long ago. I was there on a little road trip headed whitewater rafting and stopped here. They're in Peterborough, Ontario, so a little bit of like slightly more northern Ontario.
A little rural.
Well,
Not northern Ontario.
No. It's north for Torontonians, but south for the whole of the province for sure. But we're heading into cottage country there. A really cool farm brewery. They have an amazing like pizza place connected to it, and all the beers I had from them were delicious. I've had this before. I'm looking forward to having it again. You haven't.
I know. I'm thrown off by the cold IPA thing. What makes a cold IPA?
So it's got the hops of an IPA, but it is brewed more similar to a lager. So it's fermented over a longer period of time at a higher temperature using lager yeast. So my expectation is still going to have those bright hop flavors, but it's going to finish smoother, more like a lager. So I think this might be a really cool like tweener beer for us.
Might bridge the gap between you and I.
Yeah, we've been saying pale ales, like those like a bit of hazy pale ales, or pale ales have been the thing that have kind of bridged our gap. Maybe this is the beer style that sort of hits us both. You tend to feel like you're more of a lager or sour man.
I'm 100% more of a lager. What are you talking about? Lager, Pilsner, traditional beer, the way beer is supposed to taste. And I do love a fruited sour as something different. Stouts also. I like to stout.
You enjoyed
stout,
most of the IPAs we had.
That is
season,
some bullshit.
So,
People can go back and listen to last season's episodes, and I encourage them to.
You'll
no.
hear there were some
the
positive
best you get out of me is
comments,
like I don't like IPAs, but I acknowledge this is that's not.
Yeah. So you're just hedging because you're not comfortable admitting that you're changing, and
Let's
that's
okay. You've been on this train for like the entirety of this podcast. No, I'm excited to try this because it's a style I've never had. It's a brewery I've never had before. If you can't tell, I'm a little drunk already because I could not pronounce the word brewery.
Yeah. It's a tough one.
We'll give it a try. And, I'm excited to find out what this is like.
It's better than the movie.
Wouldn't it have to be? All right, man. Let's do it. So we begin with a man canoeing through a swamp and the American International logo, which usually means a much better time than the one we're about to get. And a guy taking pictures of lizards with glorious hair. The guy, not the lizards. This is interrupted with a close-up shot of a frog croaking and the title card Frog zooming onto the screen. Mark it down, Noel. This will be the first, but definitely not last instance of them trying hard to manufacture terror.
Trying to zoom in on a frog and play like a weird synth sound to make you feel like you're upset at what's happening. It's
the first of about 10,000 frog close-ups that we get throughout this movie.
If you were to put a percentage of time spent in this movie looking at frog close-ups, it would have to be like 30% of the movie.
It's right up there with the amount of stock footage in fucking Neil Breen's Double Down from last season. It's almost 50%, I'd say, if not more.
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah. And it related to almost zero terror in me.
That's why I said trying to manufacture it. They're trying hard, but it ain't necessarily working. Who's the guy here, it turns out? A very young...
Sam Elliott.
Yes, not to be confused with Sam Neill, not to be confused with Bill Paxton, as has happened on our podcast before. Sam Elliott, you're a cowboy.
That's what I picture
mustachioed. No mustache, though.
Old mustache cowboy guy.
Not here, though.
Not here.
Young, thick, lustrous hair, mutton chops.
Yeah.
No stash.
Handsome chest of full hair, too. We get to see on display often.
Yeah, it's poking through the fucking.
It's always curling up over his
Canadian
denim
tuxedos.
Yeah.
Denim. That's right. No. Well, I mentioned manufacturing terror a minute ago, and as Sam Elliott continues his canoe trip to the swamp, we see that it's humans who have been manufacturing terror in the environment. He turns his camera to several different areas where garbage has been tossed into the water, like you mentioned, plus a couple of pipes that are dumping some kind of runoff. And as if that wasn't bad enough, we see a guy ripping around a lake with some floozy, crushing beers and terrorizing the local wildlife and Sam Elliott, nearly running him over, but instead dumping him out of his canoe. Just your classic boat-owning dick.
Yeah, definitely a speedboat rich guy, right? Someone who is not out to enjoy the water, but contributing to that pollution with their gas-fueled monstrosity.
That is how he enjoys the water. He doesn't give a fuck. He's just, doing donuts and crushing beers.
we get like a lot of artsy shots and a lot of time thinking about what we're doing to the land before we get this intro. It's making me hope for some pretty cool, like, giant monsters that come out of this swampy lake area. But as we know or have mentioned, we're not sure if we're going to see those. What we do see is the monster here is this rich family, the ones who've been polluting the land, the ones who are joyriding on their boats. Although the sister here seems to be, like, maybe the thoughtful one. She's telling her drunk-ass brother to slow down. She warns him of the canoe of our Elliot, of Pickett is his name?
Pickett Smith is the character's name.
Yeah, she warns him that she sees Pickett Smith on his canoe. He turns just in time to not run him over, but in enough time to leave a wake that completely wipes him out. They do thoughtfully go back, though. They don't run away and leave him tipped over there. They go back and help him out of the water. And how does that go?
Well, it goes great for Sam Elliott, who pulls the other guy in instead. It's a bit of a, now we're even sort of scenario.
Those canoes aren't very stable. It was just one of those things.
Just one of those things, Mac.
Clint is the guy driving the boat. Karen is the sister's name. They are part of a rich family who owns most of, if not all of, this island. They have a giant estate. And as you mentioned, they are sort of the problem contributing to the dangers to the environment. Meanwhile, you mentioned artsy shots a minute ago. Sam Elliott is one with the environment, and we can tell that from a shot where he's in the canoe, but what we're seeing is the reflection of him in the water. He is one with nature, Noel. And that's how they bring that home with some great cinematography right there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
is this a precursor to letting us know that he might be the only one who doesn't get killed by nature?
Well, I was going to say, he is clearly our hero. And after getting dumped, Karen and Clint are nice enough to pick him up and tow his canoe to shore, specifically to that lakeside estate owned by their affluent grandfather, who is watching the whole thing from a distance via a set of binoculars. This all seems tranquil enough. We even get a couple of dreamlike shots of sunlight shining through the trees, but there sure are a lot of frogs hopping around the property. What are they planning, Noel?
I don't know. We are next to a swamp, but they keep making comments here as he gets introduced about the increase in the number of frogs. We even slip in that some of the frogs are larger than they used to be. All of these things building my hopes and expectations for that monster mama frog.
You got a lot to talk about building expectations. They will not be fulfilled as we go through this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know what you're hoping for a nature exploitation film from 1972, but
to have a giant puppet massive frog that was eating the shit out of people. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, I almost wonder if they hadn't, because this is it's a lot of amble as we go through here. Preamble perhaps to nothing. So I guess that's just amble. But yeah, if they had gone a little faster with this, if they hadn't spent so much time on the build, would we have been so disappointed by how little payoff there was?
This is only build.
The whole movie.
Yeah. Someone, you know what someone needs to make is a 30-minute follow-up to this that is the payoff.
I mean, we do get some payoff later, but at the beginning, like you said, it's building expectations, and unfortunately, we don't really get
time
there.
for a remake. Let's remake Frogs.
Frogs, the new one, yeah.
Yeah.
Once they get to shore, Sam Elliott gets introduced to Clint and Karen's uncle. He's another character there who asks what happened.
I was testing the new engine, ran into Smith's canoe, and I swamped him.
It seemed the canoe swamped you. Something like that.
After that enjoyable exchange, it's off to the house, where we learn that, yes, local frogs seem to be growing larger than ever, both in size and number, and that this grandfather, Mr. Crockett is his name, does not like people poking around, especially freelance photographers, which is what Sam Elliott is. Still, he's going to let him take a shower and use the phone, or at least he was going to use the phone, but it's mysteriously dead. And also mysterious, the various other relatives and associates that Sam Elliott meets inside his house. Am I crazy, or does the grandmother say she wants to see him in the shower? What the fuck is up with that other grandson?
They are creating a variety of interesting and odd, coming from wealth characters. Not unstereotypical in that they're all fairly eccentric, right? The grandmother likes collecting butterflies and seeing young
That's
The young nephew is a fashion photographer and is brought, maybe controversially at the time, a sexy black model to
progressive.
Yeah.
The only other black people in this movie are the staff.
Yeah.
So, make of that what you will.
Yeah, exactly. This family is definitely a more wealthy Southern family. They don't seem to treat the staff incredibly poorly, right? But they're definitely
I'm not prepared to say that.
They're definitely treating them like staff and not humans.
Oh yeah, there's a clear divide here.
Yeah.
But this son has brought the. Do you think he did it on purpose? You think he brought this black lady just to rile up his grandfather?
I think so. And he likes to poke the bear a little here, I think.
It seems like a couple of them do.
Yeah, it seems like they're kind of tired of their granddad. They're all being nice to him because they're all hoping to inherit some money when he kicks the bucket. And that's going to happen at some point in this movie. But
hoping to is a generous read by you. Seems like some of them are legitimately planning.
Yeah, we just got to stick this out for a couple more years. We just got to get hammered and put up with it. And then when he goes, we're going to have a couple mil. It's all good.
Yeah.
I mean, in the end, I guess it all turns out for Karen and probably Pickett.
Yeah, maybe.
He's got 2 kids he didn't expect, but
Yeah. It is a strange cast of characters, though, like you were saying. And after showering off, Sam Elliott and Clint bond over a shared love of sports and blonde ladies. And we see that they are seemingly well on their way to being best friends. Now, you'd think if Sam Elliott was going to be friends with anyone, it'd be the other grandson, Kenneth, who we mentioned is a photographer, although apparently in the fashion world, as we catch him snapping some shots of his model girlfriend in our next scene. Turns out the two of them running late for lunch, though, as their casual shoot is interrupted by the family butler.
Mr. Kenneth, I have a message from your grandfather.
With or without the profanity, Charles?
I was told to quote him exactly. Has your damn watch stopped?
So yeah, we can tell immediately this grandfather is not fucking around. And also, I may have been generous in using the term butler a minute ago.
I think he still is, but it's not good.
It's not good. This family, maybe a little old south.
This granddad, is
old south.
Yeah, classic.
He's not a good guy.
No.
I don't know. You want to?
Not in any way.
Dance
I'm not
around
going to
this a little
defend
bit
him.
longer.
No.
You were trying to earlier.
No.
I'm pretty sure you were. We get to see that lunch now, or at least a part of it, as Sam Elliott mixes himself a drink and fields questions from the grandfather about the frogs and whether there does seem to be more of them than normal. He answers honestly and with due respect, and after changing out of his dress whites into a Canadian tuxedo, we learn that he is apparently impressed old man Crockett, and this is proven true in a moment when he asks Sam Elliott in for a favor. One of his employees hasn't come back after being sent out to spray some insecticide, so if he happens to spot him on the way off the island, tell him to check in, huh? That'll be all we need to set up our first real scare of this movie, as Pickett Smith spots a trail of dead animals and a poison spray can and a seemingly abandoned Jeep, all while they hammer us over the head with musical cues. Talk about setting a tone.
The bad synth sounds as we get each and every one of those dead reptiles is horrible. It's grating. We know what they're trying to do here. The cinematography is kind of matching it. Kind of abrupt shots.
These quick
crazy
the editing
zooms.
is that the quick cuts followed by immediate synth hits, another quick cut, another synth hit over and over. It is the animals, and then eventually
we find a body.
Mm-hmm.
It's the body of I don't know if he was a gardener.
They named him something,
I
don't know,
or something, but he's covered in snakes. So far, we've had lots of close-ups on lizards and snakes, and we're hearing tons of frogs.
Yeah, and seeing them, but they're just sitting there.
They're not doing anything.
Just croaking.
But this first death, we're going to attribute to all of the snakes, it seems like. They've taken him down.
Well, sorry, you said death. Is this guy dead? Is he supposed to be dead?
Yeah, I think the snakes slithering around him and the makeup on his face making him look like he is a bloated corpse would tell me yes. The breathing he's doing.
He is clearly breathing. And am I wrong? Or after Sam Elliott rolls him over, does he not open an eye?
Not intentionally.
Okay.
I think an eye rolls open to show the wonderful makeup work that's been done here.
The wonderful makeup work. Either way, Sam Elliott returns to the family compound to report on what happened, and what he finds when he arrives is more frogs. They are hopping all over the lawn and driving everyone crazy with their constant croaking. And this is where I ask myself, how much of this movie budget was just frog sound effects?
Oh, no, not that much, because it was only 1 or 2 that they replayed
just
over and over. Yeah, there's a lot of loop frog sounds.
So where'd the money go? Just bringing all those reptiles in?
I think what they did is they just rented a reptile farm and shot everything there.
Be a good way to do it, I guess.
Right? Like they've just brought everyone to the reptiles. Whatever, this swamp is attached to this reptile farm, and all these snakes and frogs and other different reptiles just live there. I don't think a lot of this stuff actually coexists in the same place either.
Well, no, I had that question too, because we're seeing all kinds of fucking lizards and frogs and snakes, tarantulas, different species, different habitats. They picked a good location in terms of general swampiness. I could believe it's like a Georgia, like some kind of wet southern something. But yeah, I don't believe
that's how I describe
the grandmother. Oh man!
Oh no!
I don't know. I have more questions than there are answers for this.
Absolutely,
movie.
I honestly don't know where the budget went. It was clearly done at an inexpensive budget. Like they're not this thing.
I'm not saying it was
nobody got paid
budget.
a lot of money. It wasn't in effects. Animal handling, I guess, was the most expensive part of this.
I guess. Well, if you're wondering if the first character to die in this movie would be a member of the all-black house staff, you're about to get your answer.
Well, we already had a death.
I mean, a living death. What do you call that? That guy was. We never saw.
You wanted
that guy.
to see it kill.
Yeah.
Okay.
The housekeeper who earlier had a pleasant exchange with the Kenneth, the fashion photographer's black model girlfriend.
Mabel.
Is that her name?
Mabel. Yeah.
Mabel.
Yeah.
Is setting the table for dinner, but unbeknownst to her, a snake has coiled itself around the chandelier. More on that in a moment. But first, we get a frosty exchange between Sam Elliott and the wealthy grandfather that shows that the two are not exactly simpatico.
We have 4 birthdays in July. Mine, Karen's, Stuart, and Michael. We've celebrated together for years. And we'll celebrate until I'm 100. Right here.
Yes, sir. Well, you have my birthday eve. Congratulations. Sure, it'll be a great day for everyone.
What you got here is your basic class divide, specifically as relates to the environment and overall value of life. And speaking of life, a scream from the other room signals that somebody's might have just come to an end. To the dining room!
Yeah, now we're getting into the murder mystery. We're going to get like an actual kill here.
No. No, we're not.
Elliot
Well, unless
rushes
you
in.
count the snake.
Yeah, Elliot rushes in. Granddad gets wheeled over there by someone. I don't know how he got there. Did he wheel himself?
It seems beneath him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's wheeling
Someone
himself.
wheeled him over.
One of the various grandchildren who wants the money.
Went and got him.
Michael, probably.
He pulls out a handgun and shoots this snake from the chandelier. One shot, killing it dead. Grandpa is lethal.
It's a big dick moment, although the pistol was very small. It's not an impressive, you know what I mean?
It did its job, but it wouldn't satisfy for long, is what you're saying.
I like that. I like that he had to tell everyone to get out of the way. He's got to be the one that kills it.
Yeah.
Move aside, everybody. I'll take care of this.
I got this.
And he does. He pops it right away, which is not going to impress Sam Elliott, who says out loud what we're all thinking, that maybe nature is trying to get back at humanity for all the damage we've done, and it's starting with this affluent family, who, I should point out, are absolutely plotting over what to do with the old man's money when he croaks. Literally, maybe if the frogs get him.
Oh, no, the croak reference.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't even get that, but I hadn't put that together before now. But
it doesn't
I
really
like
make sense if you think about it. Why would he be croaking? It doesn't matter. Let's go.
But that's all right. So, yeah, the one grandson and his wife are chatting about what they're going to do with the money.
Clint.
She is
and his wife.
bitching
wife's
about
there.
having to go. She doesn't want to be there anymore.
She's not the best.
No.
She's not the
She
best.
doesn't come off very good.
This is why Clint drinks so much. He's got this shrew of a wife.
Before he was talking her up, he said she's barely aged a day, but apparently her personality also hasn't improved.
I think he's just saying that to be nice. I don't know. She looks like she's aged a few days.
Not so hot on her. Right?
That happens. We get older. We're fucking.
Okay.
We've aged a lot of days. You and I. No. Speaking of aging days, the next day is Grandpa Crockett's birthday, and while the festivities are being prepared, we see what everyone else is up to. Karen is flirting with Sam Elliott. Clint is shit-faced. Michael, that's another grandson, the one who seems to be Grandpa Crockett's kind of right-hand man, is setting up a game of croquet. And the great-grandchildren, these are the children of Clint and his wife, are setting off firecrackers by some trees. Will this be the event that triggers the frogs to rise up against their human oppressors? I fucking hope so, because we are really on a slow roll here.
Yeah, we have been building for a really long time. They have introduced us to all these very unlikable characters who we're happy to see eat it, but we haven't got any good deaths so far.
No, in fact, we just got one teased by that housekeeper, and that didn't even end up being a death. Again, unless you count the snake.
Yeah, not a lot going down here. Those fireworks, like you said, do stir up the frogs, but they don't become murderous or gigantic in any way.
No, they don't. And after wishing the old man a happy birthday, Sam Elliott offers to find and repair the broken phone line, but Grandpa Crockett sends Michael instead. So with nothing but time on his hands, Pickett walks the grounds, trying to see for himself what damage the Crockett's aggressive use of pesticides and poisons have done. Now, based on the extremely thick brush and ridiculous amounts of snakes, frogs, and other assorted lizards, I would have to say none, but hey, I'm no freelance photographer. Anyway, on his side of the island...
Shots fired.
I don't know, maybe he's not a scientist. Michael takes his gunner to shoot some birds, only to trip and fall and shoot himself in the leg, which leaves him vulnerable to yet another creepy form of life that's out here, the tarantulas. They drop down from the trees and swarm him, crawling and biting and weaving their webs, while the brush seems to reach up from below Michael and wrap around him, leaving him to perform a terrified struggle, all while the music department relentlessly hammers their synthesizers. Sweet Christ.
Somebody take that fucking keyboard away from them.
Jesus, man. They just hammer it.
It's awful. That's actually one of my least favorite things about this film. I love a good mood setting like music or synth, and they just hit it so aggressively.
Yeah, it's bad. Think of like the best John Carpenter movies where he's doing the synth soundtrack. This is like the worst possible version of that. It's just tones, just relentless tones. Bad times, man.
It's terrible. I don't understand how this tarantula death scene actually happens. They're kind of in the tree above him, and then after he shoots himself in the leg, the tree itself like surrounds him and falls on him.
This is what I can't figure out. It seemed like stuff was rising up and wrapping around him, like cocooning him almost, and the tarantulas are crawling over him and I guess biting him. You said you thought you saw one go in his mouth?
But then the next second it was gone. They do eventually web him up after it appears he has died, but it is.
They never find him, right?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think we ever know where his corpse is. The tarantulas are just sucking his body dry over time.
Fucking nightmare. I do not like spiders. Like this is the worst death for me in this movie.
This was the least scary death for me. I have no problem with the tarantulas.
It's fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Spiders are awesome. They keep away the shitty bugs.
All right, well, maybe. We'll agree to disagree on that one.
We'll agree to disagree.
Yeah. Back on the Crockett estate, though, they are ready to start the croquet game. In fact, it looks like Clint's already getting started. He's teaching Kenneth's model girlfriend how to play, much to the chagrin of his wife, as this is clearly a thinly veiled attempt to get in her pants.
Okay. Easy.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. There's a lot of strategy in this once you get the hang of it.
Oh, is that what you call it down here?
Yeah, that's what we call it down here.
And where is Kenneth while this is going on? He's in the greenhouse, about to die the stupidest death in the history of movie deaths. So bad.
Oh, for some reason, this like greenhouse that he's going to go get some orchids from is filled with lizards. Many lizards from not this area of the world, I'm pretty sure. I actually think the lizards are probably the most inaccurate.
I thought I saw a Gila monster in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Komodo dragon.
Yeah, I think it's monitor lizard that is the big like...
Oh, that one's... I thought you were going to say the shed is filled with bottles of poison.
Well, that too. And they're just labeled poison. It's all these clear moonshine-looking jugs.
I don't disagree with the labeling.
Yeah, but...
Don't you want... You don't have a label?
But no one labels something just poison. Like, they label what it is and then might say it's poisonous. Like,
it's the equivalent of those, like, back in the day that have the alcohol drugs with the XX.
Yes, exactly. This is absolute nothing. And somehow, while he's, like, cutting flowers, the lizard manages to knock the jars of poison off, intentionally so.
Oh, yeah.
Intentionally knocks them off onto the ground. And for some fucking reason, Kenneth decides to go huff the fucking fumes.
Well, that's what happens. These things get knocked over, which floods the greenhouse with deadly gas. Deadly gas, I should add, that Kenneth walks right up to and starts breathing deeply. Sam Elliott finds him a few minutes later, covered in lizards and very much dead. And like 5 seconds later, Kenneth's model girlfriend also finds him and starts screaming hysterically. Women, am I right?
Jeez. I mean, the grandpa would be thinking that because he's told everyone that no matter how many deaths there are, this birthday is going to continue. He will not let a good party be spoiled. He does not care how many people have been killed by the amphibians and reptiles of this fucking... I don't know.
That comes up later, though. That happens in a minute.
I know.
No. There is clearly a problem here, though, but that will not stop that horny old grandmother from heading off into the woods in search of butterflies. I guess she'd already left before Michael and Kenneth died, but she's out there prancing around, trying to catch something other than Sam Elliott's seed for a change. And the
She's
uncle...
never had it. She's never had
Well,
his
no.
seed. She'd like it. But.
Yeah, well, sure. The uncle, though, goes after her, and we know it won't be long before both of them are dead, or at the very least terrified by nature. Which is, again, should have been what this movie is called. Sure enough, after a couple of minutes of good-natured wandering, Grandma Crockett comes face to face with a snake and screams. Then she turns around, spots another snake, and screams. Then she falls to the ground, spots a lizard, and screams. Seriously, this is the Sideshow Bob stepping on Rake's gif of reptile terror.
Yeah, it was awful. She falls in a small man-made pond. Like, not an actual, like, real out-in-nature pond. Comes up covered in giant leeches. She peels them off herself, stumbles through the woods a little bit more, does a little bit more screaming, and then eventually meets a rattlesnake that takes her down.
Oh, yeah, man. She is fending off tree branches and leeches, like you said, and eventually one bite too many from the snake causes her to roll over, die, and decompose at an alarming rate.
Instantly.
Yeah, she basically becomes zombified in 10 seconds after taking a rattlesnake bite. Although, to be fair, that is about 5 seconds longer than the uncle lasts when a crocodile lunges at him in her next scene.
I was wondering if she decomposed so quickly because she was so close to death to start.
Oh, come on, man. No, I said she was not long for this role. That was true before she went in the forest.
We get an interesting, the uncle's out there searching for her, and he gets chased down by a crocodile.
Yeah, and that's a real crocodile.
Yeah.
At first.
He ends up splashing into the water and getting into a wrestling match with one.
Is the water full of like oil or tar, or am I crazy?
It's just dark, I think. I think it's just
it's jet black.
It is very dark, yeah.
Was that the dye in his mustache coming off?
Yeah, I think so.
Fuck, man. Yeah,
man.
we see a crocodile stalk after him, but then he's wrestling with what is clearly just a
I don't know. There
crocodile.
was one shot where it looked real. Like I was like, did they
One of
actually
the
pay
legs
someone to, wrestle with a croc? I was like,
if
that's
you're
where the
making this
budget
movie,
went.
why would you pay someone to do that? Just get a. This is like James Bond
get a
fighting that
fake one.
snake and live and
Yeah.
let die in the
Yeah.
thing. Just get a fake one.
I think that's what happened, likely.
He's
but-
clearly in control. The actor is steering this as they roll
I
around.
would like to see that scene one more time. I want nothing else with the rest of this movie. I would like to see that movie a second time.
You mean you don't want to own it on Blu-ray?
Good for you.
This
Physical meter
this
forever.
is the this is the dark side of our podcast. Is occasionally I end up owning movies that I do not want to own.
It's going on your shelf of to be.
I'll leave it on there.
Yeah.
I'll watch Frogs again. Will I?
I'm not sure.
You made a face that made me question. No. Both in what we're describing and the movie, things have taken a horrible turn. But as we see in a moment, Old Man Crockett is not going to let this spoil his birthday party.
Grandfather, something terrible is happening.
You be quiet. We're going ahead with this celebration today just as I planned, just as I've celebrated all my life. Nothing's going to stop it.
Dinner must be served.
God damn, this old man sure is sticking to his guns. But Sam Elliott has some guns of his own. He stands up to the old man and says they need to get the hell out of there, and more than one person agrees with him. Unfortunately, those people are pretty much just Kenneth's girlfriend and the staff, and they are definitely not the demographic that's going to convince Grandpa Crockett. You know why.
Yeah. They're black.
You know.
He's a rich white old man.
Yeah,
and
I'm not gonna listen to them.
Yeah, he wasn't. He's angry at everyone, but they do decide to leave.
And he lets them.
He lets Clint take them across in the speedboat, so Clint goes to deliver them shortly. We're going to see that. He's not happy about it, but he's going to do it. The big frog battle's coming, right? They keep gathering
I wish,
around
man.
this place. There's more of them. So many more like cuts of ribbits.
Frogs. Yeah, you know what, though? I will say this is maybe... God, is this the best sequence in the movie? They establish early on, like Sam Elliott points out, things are shockingly quiet. There is not a single boat on the water. And so when Clint does take the black folks back to the mainland, there are no signs of life there either. And it is kind of creepy. It's like the creepiest moment we get.
Yeah.
Because there's like an abandoned fishing rod, a tackle box just sitting there, meat grilling on a nearby barbecue with empty chairs, other assorted signs that humans were there until they suddenly weren't. And that is actually kind of creepy. Now, I misspoke a minute ago when I said there's no signs of life. There's life all over the place, like giant lizards, swirling birds, and of course the frogs always sitting there, always croaking, directing traffic, steering the revolution.
Yeah, is that what your theory is, that these frogs are telling the other reptiles to be murderous?
They're the masterminds.
Yeah.
They are
Each
clearly
ribbit
running the
is
show
an instruction.
because we just see them. Everything else does the killing. Snakes, tarantulas, lizards,
Snapping turtles.
crabs
show up.
That's good. Yeah, but the frogs just sit there watching. They are the ones clearly telepathy or something. They are communicating.
Are they the perverts of the amphibian world?
The natural voyeurs, to borrow a phrase from Life Force.
Just fucking
Remember
perverts.
Life Force? What a great fucking movie that was.
We should watch that again.
I can't reference Life Force enough as we go through this. Maybe my favorite movie we've ever watched. No. But yes, this is a creepy atmosphere. They finally established it. We're like an hour into this thing, and now we finally got something. But the black characters get away, I think. Clint, however, is not so lucky. After taking a look around, he returns to the dock to find the rope cut and his boat floating out into the middle of the lake. Now, with the birds menacing and left with no other options, Clint jumps in and tries to swim for it, but he forgot about the water snakes.
Yikes.
We see one swimming up behind him, and Clint rises up screaming, having clearly been bitten. He still manages to make it to the boat, but a second snake bite, one that draws a bunch of fake-looking orange blood, causes him to sink down below the waterline dead. And I did not take his wife for the stand by your man type, but she runs into the water screaming his name, which should pretty much seal the deal for her too, as we see a giant snapping turtle start moving towards her.
Yeah, I wish we got to see this one. We didn't get a bite on that one, and I bet that would have been entertaining as hell.
Well, it also would have cost more though.
Yeah, a real
the budget for you get a puppet and you just something.
It's true.
The orange blood wouldn't cost you anything.
Oh, shit. There were other boat options. He just couldn't find a key, so he decided to swim. Not a great call, knowing that there are crocodiles and other.
You forgot about them, I'm
snakes.
saying.
He just needed to get back there, huh? But he's down now. His wife's down. We got 2 orphaned children left on this island.
They don't know that yet, though. They just said, Daddy's not in the boat. Where's Mommy?
Yeah, we're not sure.
And Karen's like, stay inside, kids.
Yeah, guys, you just stay with me.
Back on the island, though, Sam Elliott takes a can of gasoline and tries to torch some of the creatures, but as he puts it,
Since I went after them, they scattered.
And very intelligently, too. The frogs are thinking now. The snails are planning strategy. Their brains are as good as ours. Is that your point?
yeah, that's pretty much what's happening. But Old Man Crockett refuses to accept it and basically tells them all to fuck off, but leave the booze. Do you want to keep the shotgun, Sam Elliott asks? But Grandpa Crockett is like, fuck it. So Pickett takes it and Karen and the great-grandkids, and they sprint to the only reliable source of transportation left, Pickett's canoe from the start of the movie. So we have come full circle, which when you think about it, really says something about nature. Or wait, does it? I'm driving. I can't really tell anymore.
It's hard to take too many messages from this movie other than rich people get what they deserve.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Yeah, don't try and take messages from this movie. I don't think it's a bad idea.
Or tips on how to create scary situations or characters.
Well, yeah, it's not the best for that. Their canoe ride to safety, though, hits a snag, literally, which forces Sam Elliott to jump in the water to dislodge them. But a snake drops down on top of him. Before long, he's frantically beating off snakes and reptiles with a paddle.
Just like your evening.
Come on.
Frantically beating your snake.
Yeah. He manages to get back into the boat, though. After shooting a crocodile in the fakest looking way possible, the 4 of them manage to reach the shore. Unfortunately, they're still going to have a long way to go. And even more unfortunately, we find out that Kenneth's girlfriend and the Crockett family house staff didn't make it after all. One good point from all this is their deaths seem to have satiated the frog's relentless bloodlust, as Sam Elliott, Karen, and Clint's kids managed to get to the closest road and flag down a helpful passerby. Funny thing, though, this lady and her son Bobby have been on the road for nearly 3 hours and hadn't found anyone until Sam Elliott came along. But you know what they did find? The biggest frog Bobby has ever seen. Freeze frame! For a minute there, I thought that it was the end of the movie, and I was like, what the fuck?
I actually think it would have been better if it ended right there.
What?
Yeah.
That's it? Just out of nowhere?
Yeah, because then you're like, is this frog going to kill them all in the car?
Then it's over? Yeah.
Well, then it's over, but then also, like, you have that, like, are they all dead or are they safe?
Well, that was the biggest frog we see in this movie, and that's what you're waiting for the whole time, is a big frog.
Yeah, it still couldn't have consumed any of the humans, but it was a big frog, which is great. But we're not done. We're not done.
No,
After
man.
that freeze frame, we head back to go see
Mr. Crockett. This is the thing. We can't end the movie without seeing what happens to old man Crockett. And so we cut back to the family estate to find him surrounded by frogs, losing his shit as he wheels himself around his study, answering phone calls that aren't really there. Faced with the loss of his entire family with its grip on reality ever loosening, Crockett pushes himself out of his wheelchair and falls to the ground, where he is quickly swarmed by frogs and presumably dies as the lights go out figuratively and literally. And I'll say it again, what the fuck?
I'm not sure they weren't just keeping him warm. Those frogs did not look like they were hurting him in any way.
Well, again, how can a frog kill a guy?
There was not a single bite, right? Like, I don't
frogs
know.
Bite? They have teeth?
Yeah, they have some form
Frogs?
of teeth. I mean, they swallow most of their food with their tongue pulling it in there, but
just the way you like it.
One gulp.
Oh, good God. No, man, but is this guy dead or not dead?
He's dead. But
because of the frogs?
No, he just had a heart attack and went down.
I thought he was going to shoot himself in the fucking head.
Yeah, he started
when
having
that phone
a freak
started
out.
ringing, I'm like, dude's losing his mind.
He had a freak out.
Pull that tiny little dainty little pistol out and just
end it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a freak out. He might have
dark.
died from a heart attack and he went down.
Something.
But I'm not sure that he's alive or dead. Those frogs might just be laying on him. He's going to wake up the next morning like hungover as shit with a bunch of frogs.
What happened last night?
Oh my God, my family's gone.
God damn. And that's it, man. We get some very quick credits, which inexplicably end with a cartoon frog hopping out and swallowing a human arm before hopping off again so we can cut to a blank screen. And you know what? That was the scariest thing a frog did in this movie, so I guess it's good they saved it till the end.
I didn't even see it.
The cartoon frog?
I checked out. I saw the very end of it, but I was writing notes.
Fuck, man.
Jesus.
What a letdown.
Yeah. They shouldn't market this thing to be killer frogs because I'm not sure we saw a frog kill anyone.
I mean, to be fair, the title is just frogs.
With a frog.
Maybe we implied the killer part.
So our imagination took this too far. That's what you're saying.
Well, there is a human arm in the fucking frogs thing.
Yeah.
And that's it, man.
And that's the movie. All right. Yeah.
The credits are done. And at this point, what else do we have to do but give our ratings? The way we always do this, we rate the movie on a scale of 1 to 10 2 times, 1 to 10 for how bad it is, 1 to 10 for how enjoyable. And the goal is to find movies that are 10 out of 10 on both scales are what we call the Crit 20. And yeah, man, this movie is real bad. I think it is. Like, there's something here in terms of the story. The acting wasn't like particularly egregious, but the fact that this movie is called Frogs and the frogs do fucking jack shit is a problem for me.
Yeah.
It's also a problem how long this all takes to get rolling. And a little bit of that is the era. Like movies from the 70s, especially the early 70s, tend to be a bit more of a slow build. But this built and built and built, and there was nothing really other than a couple of scenes where there's some decent tension, which again is not at all caused by the frogs. I don't know, as a horror, sci-fi, Nature Striking Back movie, this really just missed the mark for me. I can't give it a 10 because the acting is solid, but between the complete absence of terror and the soundtrack where the keyboard, the synthesizer is just relentlessly hammered, they are trying so hard to like create terror, manufacture it in a way that they just can't do. Straight up. Like, I'm sorry, close-up shots of frogs and you hitting synth button as it cuts to them is not going to fucking scare me.
Yeah.
It's not a scary movie. Mission not accomplished. I'm going to give this a 9 for how bad it is. Only the acting being decent saves this from being a 10 for me. What do you think?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
The plot was number one on mine. Like, this doesn't have much of a story. The rich, wealthy people celebrating the birthday of 4 of them.
Yeah.
Their pollution and the pollution of others caused reptiles.
But was it their pollution?
Well, they showed the runoff. They had them describing their runoff. They had them not caring about what they were doing.
This is the problem. The plot of this movie is the premise of this movie.
Yeah.
What if nature strikes back? And that's it. That's not you can't be both
Which
things.
means there's no story.
It's a premise, not a plot.
Yeah. There's no story.
Yeah, fair.
I actually didn't think the acting was that good.
Really?
Yeah, I thought Elliot did well.
Yeah.
But I didn't think anyone else was a standout.
Old Man Crockett wasn't good enough for you? He was fine.
He was fine. I thought the most of
Kenneth? I thought Kenneth was solid.
Really?
You said Clint played a believable drunk?
Yeah, he was a drunk, but like, I don't know.
His wife was annoying. She was supposed to be annoying.
I guess it was okay. It didn't stand out.
Why am I defending this shit?
I
You
don't
know
know.
what? Never mind. No.
Plausibility is not there. The creatures killing them would not have been able to kill any of them. They would have been fine. The death scenes were unspectacular to
God, that is putting it mildly.
They were some of the lamest like sci-fi horror deaths I have ever seen in my
Kenneth
life.
eating it in that greenhouse was embarrassing.
There were no frog killings. The frogs didn't kill anyone. No giant frog.
No.
The makeup was not good.
Well, the blood is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that guy's face that was dead, and when she turned
Are
instantly.
you giving it a 10? You're saying more bad stuff than I am, and I gave it a 9.
And the synth drove me crazy.
Yeah, same.
It's a 10 bad.
Okay. Well, you know what? If I called it a 9, I can't really disagree with you. I thought the acting was good enough. But
10 bad. Awful.
How enjoyable, though, did you find that on a scale of 1 to 10?
I liked Elliot.
Sam Elliott, yeah.
Good. Sam Elliott did well.
He was handsome as a young guy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
He definitely could wet some older ladies' panties.
Oh, God damn. And he does.
He does in this
Grandma
movie.
Crockett.
Grandma Crockett had soggy pocket.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
And she wasn't upset about it.
No, she wasn't.
She was fine. So the start had promise. The fact that they had him like in nature and some pollution, and then we connected that family. I actually thought the first little build was good.
Yeah,
like,
but you were expecting a giant payoff, a giant frog payoff.
there was absolutely no payoff.
Yeah.
None. This is the greatest false advertisement for a like scary nature movie that I could ever think of. They just didn't have it for me.
Well,
Like,
I think, again, if you call the movie Frogs, you have to assume the frogs are going to be menacing, but it's not.
Yeah.
It should be called Nature.
because it was such a tease, because it was so slow, because we never got a payoff for that like interesting 15 minutes, I cannot give this a good enjoyability rating. I'm going to sit this at a 4.
Wow, man. You have a higher number than me. I had this as a 3.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I thought this was boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, again, we get these kills that happen off screen. We're like, at least fucking show me everyone dying.
Yeah.
Let's do something here. But I don't know if they couldn't do it for budget reasons. They just didn't want it. Like, oh, it'd be more scary if it's in your mind. It was not more scary in mind. There was no scares in this at all. Sam Elliott, I thought, was good. There's something here. But, man, overall, just a boring movie.
Yeah.
And this is the problem with exploitation movies of this era, is that some of them, if you don't have a director who's like creative and trying to prove something, or you don't have like a good script or actors who are particularly motivated, you just get them being like, we'll film 90 minutes of something and then we'll fucking stick it on like a double feature or we had a drive-in. Like, oh, fuck, this fucking sucked.
This was certainly a movie to play late to fall asleep to.
Well, yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah. You
That would've
fucking
been good.
dozed off in the middle. of
Yeah,
this thing.
there was a section I might have lost. Yeah.
I thought about taking a nap in the middle of this thing. It was fucking not good. So not scary.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for our bonus episode. Although maybe as good as the bonus episode. This is a
Yeah.
fucking dud. So yeah, 3 enjoyable for me.
Both
What about
drop
this beer
14s.
though?
Yeah, I really like the leopard frog. This is my second time having it. I had it when I bought them a couple weeks ago and getting to try it again now. It's interesting to me, this idea of like taking IPA flavors and brewing them like a lager. Definitely leads to a really clear and clean beer.
I could not believe how light this was when we poured it. It was so clean. You could see right through it. And that kind of set me up for, I don't want to say like false hope. Because no, this is still hoppy. It's so hoppy that I'm like, I don't think I'm enjoying this. But it's not so hoppy where I like know I'm not enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of is like right on the borderline of being hoppy, so hoppy that it's into like gross IPA territory for me. I'm not an IPA lover, but it doesn't quite get there. So there's hints of it. It's kind of like hovering above me. I never really cross into active dislike. But yeah, I saw how clear it was. I was like, fuck yes. This is gonna be like, this is gonna be like a Miller Lite. It's nothing.
And I really enjoyed it because those are the flavors I want. But it's nice sometimes to have a beer that is not like full of sediment, not super hazy, right?
Oh,
like
it's not hazy at all. You still get hop flavor. To be
yeah.
clear.
Oh yeah. It's very,
hop
very
flavor.
strong hop flavor, which
but
I
not
really
so
enjoyed.
strong.
It's almost like an IPA flavor with the mouth feel of a lager.
God damn it.
You don't get all the other things that are there.
Right. It's not being crammed down your throat.
It's very, very smooth.
You get the
and-
lager mouth feel.
Yeah, exactly.
It was kind of in a strange zone where I'm like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
And, I don't regret trying it. And I would like to try some more 100 Acre Brewing beers because I don't want to try like one.
High recommendation for that place. Both the food and the beer were excellent. The people were really nice too.
Yeah. This one didn't do it for me, but that's me.
I really enjoyed it. It was good. I'd put it pretty high on my list already. I know.
Well, you don't. This doesn't count for the list. Bonus episode.
Oh man.
Yeah, you can't count this one.
We got to do our list for last season, eh?
That'll be coming out soon. Yeah, well, I agree. Let's get on it because we're about to start our 7th season, which again sponsored by Aqua Nova Brewing. So speaking of beer, check out Aqua Nova if you haven't already. And yeah, man, this was a bit of a letdown, but a
fun time still. It's always nice to get together in the summer.
And it's been a little while since we did an episode. Willy's Wonderland was a lot of fun, and it's been a few weeks. And it'll be a few weeks until you hear from us again, but that'll be our 7th season premiere.
Woo.
And as always, we're putting it to the audience. We're going to have a little vote to see which movie you'd like us to. It'll be a 2-horse race. You pick the horse, and whichever one gets the most votes, that's the movie we'll cover. Absolutely. And yeah, man, that'll be in a few weeks' time. Keep your eyes open for that. Follow us on social media at the BMB Podcast on Instagram to see that and to vote and to contribute.
Yeah, feel free to send us emails, the bmbpodcast@gmail.com. Also, make sure you check out our sponsor on their socials as well.
Aqua Nova Brewing.
Yeah.
Frid Street, Hamilton, Ontario.
Give them a visit. Give them a like.
Absolutely. And yeah, man, we'll finish off our summer here. We'll be back before you know it with season 7. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you can hear it the minute it drops. But until then, thank you for joining us today for Frogs. Just frogs. Not killer frogs.
Frogs?
Just frogs. Frogs.
Yeah.
Plural.
Frogs is an appropriate description for
there
this
were
movie.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were just sitting there.
Doing nothing.
Oh, fucking let's It's fine. Anyway, thanks again. I'm Cooper.
And I'm Nolan.
And we'll see you next time on Bad Movies and Beer.
Keep the amphibians in your heart.
Today, the pond. Tomorrow, the world.